Hi everybody, hello, and I'm back in my Miss Paint-A-Lot guise today, and we're doing our sewing journal, and I'm loving doing it so far. I think partly because I'm not in a rush with it, I'm just taking it steady. I think for the last couple of weeks I've only put out one video each week about sewing journal, which I could do with stepping up to two, to be honest with you, but we're just plodding along, and I think a lot of you, because of that, have got the time to make and catch up. So I just want to show you a couple of things that Mr. F has found this week whilst he's been rooting around the charity shops, and he's found this. Now you want to know what's inside, and actually what's inside is not as exciting as the envelope, I don't think, but it's a pattern. I don't think I need that. I think I'll chuck that. It's a pattern for something. I don't know what. It doesn't matter what it is. But it's on... Oh, it's blouse. It's on this lovely, lovely paper. And I think that would take ink. Which would be, you know, if you cut that out and inked it up, I think it would be fabulous. So, yeah, I'm going to hang on to those. But... let's put them on the side somewhere, which is difficult. But this envelope, I absolutely love it. It says Creative Merchandising Services from a Ealing, London address. It's got that catch on there. But look at the front. Golden Hands Dressmakers Pattern Pack. And it's 1970, I think. 1970. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate this, but I absolutely am. Look where the sellotape or the glue or whatever it's been. I just love that. I really love it. So I love the fact it's so old and, you know, falling apart. I love all of that. And the other thing that he's found this week are... Let's just move the journal so you can see them. Are these little spools of, they're like darning wool, I would say. Yeah, for reinforcing and mending. So they're probably for mending your husband's socks. I don't know what she's doing there. She's just hanging around. Yeah, fixing your husband's socks meant darning them. You know, as the good little wifey that you would be. But, you know, they're very vintage. Lovely colour. And I'm sure that I can incorporate those somewhere in our journal. The other thing he found were these really, really vintagey buttons. Look at those. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Not necessarily the buttons, but the cards that they're on. They're just fabulous. So I really want to include those somewhere as well. So that's a few things to include. So that was the thing that I did the other day, the sampler, which I haven't cut up yet. I just can't cut it up. But I did finish off the other masterboard that I was doing. That's kind of in front of the microphone, so I hope you can hear me. There's all my bits of patterns and stuff. Yeah, this is what I did. I made this was the masterboard, and I made a belly band like this. Same sort of style as the big masterboard, but just all the stitching was in black, and I backed it to keep it nice and tidy. And I think that would make a fab belly band, don't you? So I think that needs to go in the journal today. Then I finished off some tags, just bits of lace and the lady, and that pattern said 2 inches above the knee, so I've included it on there and stitched it down. It just amused me. So that one and that one, this one, which you might have seen me make, I can't remember now. I do like that one, and this one. So that was, we got all of that out of one masterboard, which is good going, really. Good going. And the rest is just, well, you've seen it all before. So let's, oh yeah, those. I don't know if you've seen those before. I do think that's all that there is that you haven't seen. See if I can get these back in. Our project box is getting a bit... Oh, hey. I think I'll leave those out. Where's everything? Where did everything go? Oh, it was just one tag. Just one tag on the floor. Let's see if I can get this project box closed. Oh yeah, I found that on the back of a pattern. It's just like a tape measure, but I quite liked it. Oh, I probably don't need all those tags and things out, do I? I don't think. I do want the belly band and I want a journaling card. Let's put the tags back in there just now. We know where they are if we want them. Right, so let's have a look then. See where we want to put a belly band. Trying to find a sort of load of pages that don't have anything in them. Yeah, here we are. Here's a load that has nothing in at all. Right, so let's just go for this page. So let's see how long this is. Too long. Oh dear, I'm going to have to lose something here. How much excess have I got? Not enough to do anything with. So I could cut that off there, I think. And it would still make a nice belly band. So let's do that. Let's mark that. I think a pencil's something I'm lacking. I've lost my good green propelling pencil somewhere. Never mind, I'll use this one. So I want to cut that there and this one about there. I don't know if it'll go, the fabric will go through on the little guillotine or not. Possibly not. Not bad. It's the thread that's holding it up actually. So let's get some scissors out and just cut through that thread. There we go. I don't really need to keep that, it's not much use to anybody. Let's try this side. No, it doesn't want to cut. I'll just, guillotine doesn't want to cut it. There we go. Alright, so there's our perfect belly band. Which way do I like it best? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, does it? Really doesn't. So I don't want to use this masterboard in there because I've already got all these stitches. So I'm thinking that I could use a bit of I'm dying to use this. Dying to use it. I could use that with the golden hands in it, couldn't I? Yeah, I could. So let's just see what size I need. I want to keep all this distressed stuff. So I need to cut that about there. No, maybe a bit more actually. Yeah, maybe a touch more to about there. And then in height, I want to cut it about there. So let's do that. Let's hope that that's the right size because I don't want to be wasting it, obviously. So let's get the big guillotine out, the big rotary cutter I mean to say. Let's put that masterboard somewhere. So where are my marks? It's going this way. This might not cut exactly straight because it's all, not straight on the edges. It's so lovely, this. And I bet loads of people had walked past this, sorry, and never seen any value in it at all. Not so us, eh? We see things with a different eye. That's just lovely. So I'm just going to tear, maybe if I can. Let's get my Timmy ruler out and see if I can tear that. So I'm holding it level at the bottom. Just carefully, just tearing along. I want to enhance that tearing, so that's why I'm using a ruler, not a pair of scissors or a knife. That's a bit tricky-dicky in that corner. There we go. This is really torn down here. There we go. So I've kept all that nice stuff. That probably needs just cutting, tearing up a little bit. Let me get my tear ruler. Oh, dropped my slipper off. Let's see if we can tear this with that tear ruler. Which is the best way to hold it like that, do you think? Possibly. So I just need to get that started. Oh, it's quite tough. That didn't work so well. Hold it back there. I don't think my fingers are strong enough. Can I do it the other way then? Can I hold that there and tear it down? Maybe. Oh, that's a bit awkward. That is not working so well. Let's get this out, which is dusty. Shows you how often I use that. This is the decal edge trimmer. So let's see if it'll trim a little bit. It doesn't really want to trim the very worn pieces, but that's alright. I'm tearing it up against the blade now. So yeah, I have got a bit of that's a better edge than we did have. That does not want to fit in there. That's just typical, isn't it? So I'm going to fold that over, pop it in there and try and take that off. Yeah, it goes better once you've got a bit more substance for it to bite onto. And that's alright, that's fine. Thank you, decal edge trimmer. I knew you had your uses. Right, let's have another look then at this and see if this is big enough now. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's absolutely perfect actually. Where's our belly band? Oh, you know what? I don't want to use it over there. This is too nice. It's too nice. So am I going to stitch around that then? Or what? There This is planned, isn't it? Yeah, I think I will stitch around it. I'm going to pause it because I've got the wrong colour thread and stuff in there. I want to put black in. I might just stitch around these two actually. I like this too much to mess with. So I'm going to change my thread to black and I'm just going to stitch around these two that we did with a decollage. So I shall be back soon. Okay, I've just edged there with, I think it's a hem stitch actually, but it doesn't matter, I like it. So I'm going to stick that onto there now. And I'm just going to use Collall. Oh, got some rather long thread ends up here. Excuse me. So you need to make sure you've got quite a bit of glue on that, on the bits that are not in good shape. What I find this envelope, well, I absolutely love it. I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but you know, you really need to get yourselves out there and looking for things that other people have just passed up as being trash, because there's a lot of stuff out there. Mr. F's excellent though, it's ferreting it out. So just along the bottom here, lovely. Let's get that stuck down. Where's the edge of the page? There. Yeah, that's lovely. What have I got in there? That's, oh, it's my zipper. Let's just move that down a little bit, just so I can get the edges nicely stuck down. Oh, look at them. They are great. And of course, if you wanted to ink them, you could. This is not an inky kind of journal, really. It's vintage, quite definitely vintage, which was the remit, vintage sewing journal. So we're doing all right. There we are. So all of that is journaling. So when whoever it is comes to this page, they've finally got some journaling. So let's see what we're left with from the other side of that. We're left with this, which is also very nice, but that I'm happy to put my belly band on there and put a tag in behind it. And I think I might even, could I get away with a stamp on there in the background? Possibly. The top of my sewing machine has become another table. That's just terrible. My stamps are in here. And I'm after that 49 and market one, I think. Although that one's quite nice, isn't it? Let's go for that one, see what we can make out of that. Oh, I still want to have my 49 and market though, just in case. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I really love these ones. What's that one? It's that one, which is nice. And this top one is that one, which is also nice. Let's do that one. So I could have her there, couldn't I? That would be okay with a belly band. Miss a little bit of it, but not much. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to use my stamp platform. That is to say, I would use my stamp platform if I knew where it was. Oh, there it is. It's got tucked behind something. So, because this has got a crease on it there, I'm not for trusting it too much. So I'm going to put that there like that. Yeah, I think that should be okay. I've got my rubber mat in because I'm using a silicone stamp. Feels okay. Let's get the... Oh my goodness, this is a sea of bags up here. Let's get the black, I think. Stamp, ink her up. And let's do our best to stamp her. But we are on a stamp platform, so if it's all gone horribly wrong, yeah, it needs stamping again. But we're okay. It's going to look nice, I think. Let's just stand up and get some pressure on my lady. See what she looks like. Still a little bit across there. Oh, this chair's driving me mad. Don't know that I'm short of ink or just that it's on that crease, I think, possibly more than anything. I've still got my thing that I used to press my stamps down with. Since I started stitching again, everything's a right mess. I don't think I've got anything I can press that down with. That's okay. That's fine. She looks nice. Okay. Happy enough with that. Let's wipe her off. You've got a lot of ink on her. It is really old paper, this. Well, 1970, how long ago is that? 55 years ago. So yeah, it's 55 years old, so, you know, it doesn't behave like modern day paper. But I do like it. It's nice. Let's put this back where it belongs. There. And I've got a one that says sewing forever, housework whenever, and I've got one that says sewing mends the soul. So I'm going to have that sewing mends the soul, and I'm going to put that there. I'm not going to go over this ridge in the paper because it just doesn't want to work. And this is my smallest pad that I've got to hand. Ink stamp platform thing. So I hope this works, obviously. Yeah, look at that. That's just perfect. Let's put that back where that belongs. There we go. And then that is going to go over there like that, and we'll put a journaling card in behind it. Looks nice. Let's get it stuck in. Where have we got a gap? A ways away from that one. I don't want them to all. Here we go. I might put it on this side actually this time. So same thing, glue glue. Oh, did I want to stitch round it? Good question. Yes, I do. Might use a different stitch this time just to keep things fresh, but I'm going to stitch down there and across there. Okay, so I've done this sort of blanket stitch around it. I think it looks quite nice actually. So let's get that stuck in. So obviously you won't have exactly this envelope, but you might have something else that's suitable for this. Even a piece of craft paper, you know, that you distress would be fine. You roll it up into a ball and then open it up and roll it up into a ball again. I've done that plenty times when I haven't had such a thing as this envelope to hand. There we go, that should be all right. Where's my lid? Where's the edge of this sheet there? Oh, I didn't cut it down, did I? So I'm right on the edge here. Right on the edge. Furthermore, it's not straight. So there, I might have to trim a little bit off. Yeah, this little bit off down there, but that's all right. That's okay. So give that a good press down. Okay, so once again, sorry about this guys, but once again, I don't want to cover that up with anything. It's too nice. It's just too nice. Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to leave it like that in the journal. I think, you know, it's a nice bit of journaling, but it also looks gorgeous. There we go. That's just too nice to cover up, isn't it? I'm going to add a bit of thingy to it. Of this. Not sure where, maybe down there, do you think? And I'm going to add the whole width. I don't normally, but I am going to add all of that to there. It looks like it was holding the flap down. That's just gorgeous. I love it. It was not my intention at the start of the day, but I've done it and I love it. So let's find another page then to put our belly band on. Maybe this one. Do I want to do that just sort of naked with a journaling card behind it? Let's see what that looks like. I mean, I think that looks all right, doesn't it? I don't think we need to cover that up in any way. I mean, part of this, the joy of this book is that it is all about stitching and sewing. So no, I don't think I do need to do anything with it. So let's just stick the belly band in. See where we think halfway is. Where's the edge? There. About there. Let's try that. I'm just going to measure it and see what's what. So that's 3 1/4, and that's 2 3/4, so it needs to go up a bit. So that's 3, and that's nearly 3. There we go, that's it. About there. Give that a good press down, because it's fairly thick, that masterboard now. I'm just going to clip that outside. I obviously can't clip the inside, but I'll clip the outside. That's acting like it doesn't want to stick, and I don't know why. It's just ordinary card. Let's just hold it for a minute or two. There we go. I think it's definitely thinking about sticking. And I've got a choice of journaling cards, haven't I? I've got that one or this one. Might use that one actually. It's big and in your face, isn't it? Yeah, might use that one. I'm not going to put it in now. I don't want to risk that coming up. But I'll put that there so I know what I was thinking of. Right, so next, what do I want to do? Oh, there's that beautiful page. Well, I want to do something with these buttons, these vintage buttons. I don't know about putting them down the side of the page like that. Or maybe I'll just pause it there because I'm looking for something. Couldn't find what I was looking for, but I think in here I've got bits of cards with pictures of thread bobbins on them. So I'm just, oh, more. And more loveliness. That. Ah, here they are. This is what I was after. So I was thinking if I sort of put one of these down the edge of the page and sewed that on as well. I'm probably going to have to make this page journaling though, so oh, I didn't realise we were on the opposite side to that. Let's go here. We're on the opposite side to this one now. Yeah, I need some journaling here, don't I? Definitely. I like that on the edge, but I need something here that we can journal on now. Now, what is the question? Should I just use some cream card? Let's get a sheet out, see what we think. I mean, I'd have to dirty it up in some way. I just couldn't live with that. Yeah, I think that's possibly the solution. Okay, so let's see where we need to cut this then. About here, and there's not much I don't think needs to come off the top. Just a little bit. So I'll cut that down. I'm surrounded with goodness. Where's my mark? There it is, just a tiny little bit this off here. There we go. Right, so now I just want to ink that a little bit. So I'm going to get which ink am I going to get? That's a good question. What's that? Tea dye? Tea dye. Yeah, tea dye. Let's do that. Oh, nearly picked a rusty hinge. No, I'll have tea dye. Excuse me. And I need my little messy mat out, which has got glue and everything all over it. Somebody didn't clean it up when they put it away. Not that it matters unduly. Right, give that a really good shake. You could use paint for this or anything, whatever medium you've got to hand, really. I don't want too much on it. And just spray a bit of that there. I'm going to take a piece of blue roll. This is an experiment. I'm just going to crunch that up like so. Dip it into there. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? It's a nice background, that. Easy to do, not messy. But just a nice background. Oh, I'm glad that worked so well. Because I've got so much fabric and stuff out around me. I don't really want anything that's too messy. That's nice. You could do that in pink or something, couldn't you? On Victorian velvet or something. That would probably look quite nice. There we go. There's our background done. Quick as you like. Stick the messy mat away for now, at any rate. And that's pretty dry. I mean, it was very thin. So now what I really want to do is, and I should have done it first, is kind of deckle those edges. It might be alright. It might be alright, we'll leave them. I want to stamp. Yeah, this one that I got out, that's probably good enough. So I'm going to put something down the side of here. Probably not those, but something like that. So I want to stamp. What about the... Oh, that one's nice. Do you know, I didn't buy these new, and I don't think I've ever used them since I got them. But that is quite a nice stamp, isn't it? Pattern adjustment and stuff. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for that. We could use a stamp platform, but then again, I don't think it really matters if it's brilliant or it's not brilliant. Shall I use black again? Yeah, let's just use it. I'm not so sure this stamp's ever been stamped, you know. It looks absolutely brand new. Let's give it a go. So I'm just going to leave it there for a second, just to dissipate that ink, and then give it a good press. And hopefully it'll come out all right. Oh yeah, look at that. You see that, guys? It's gorgeous. Really nice pattern, stamp. So let's wipe that off and look after it. Back where it belongs, and put the stamp block away, and then I've got to look at this. Now I've got that, which I could put there. I do like that actually, it's nice. I am going to stitch around here, so I can stitch that in place. Move it down a wee bit. I can stitch that to there, and then this I could just stitch there really. I think that's the way forward. So I'll select a stitch and I'll go all the way around. It might just be an ordinary zigzag actually. I think would probably be fine, and I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, so I've stitched around there. Looks nice. It's a nice page actually. I like it. So that's going to go on the back of this zip page by the look of it. It's going to go there like so, but I do want to put some buttons on it as well, so perhaps these ones, and I am just going to stitch them as near as I can to there. I think that looks nice. It's very vintagey, sewing-y vibe. So I'm just going to get a straight stitch. I might get a elastic straight stitch. Push my needle right over the other way to the left-hand side, and give that a try. See what happens. Sewing through quite a few layers here. There we are. It's not straight, I don't care. It looks pretty nice to me. And that then leaves us with a bit of a tuck there to stick something in, should we wish to. So that I'm just going to stick that down. I'm sure you don't need to watch me do that. So there we are. That's that stuck down. I really like that page actually. I love it. You could journal on it. As I say, we could tuck something in up under there. That lovely. I love it. So let's move on to something else. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I think the time's come. Time's come, hasn't it, to chop this up? What do you think? I think so. And I want to make it into pockets. And I want to make it into pockets that I'll pop it up there again, that our tags that we made from the other masterboard will fit into. So let's have a look at those. There they are, I think that's it. I think there was 3. There might be, I think there was 3, a belly band and 2 journaling cards. There might be more, it doesn't really matter. So I think what I'll do, could I get those all out of one? Yes, I could. So I'm going to take a piece off the bottom or the top, doesn't matter. Yeah, let's do that. I'll use this side first. No idea why. It's just because. And I'm going to make my pockets. How deep do I want them? Too much stuff everywhere. 3 inches. What would that look like in a 3-inch? No, it's a bit deep, I think, 3 inches. 2.5. Let's do 2.5. And I'm not going to make a gusset or anything with these. I'm just literally going to stick them on as a pocket. 2.5. Make one more mark along here. 2.5. And I'm just going to join that up because I'm going to have to cut this with scissors. I can't. None of my cutters would go through this. And then right on to the end. Oh, this is pretty much all fabric. Maybe it would be better on the other side. I think so. Let's mark our 2.5 inches here. I can't see it on that other side for all the fabric. 2.5. One along here. 2.5. Right, let's join these up then. And then we've got a cutting line. If you can cut straight, don't bother with this. But I can't even see my mark, never mind anything else. Where's my 2.5 inch mark gone? Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is. And there's the other one. So let's draw a line along there. And I've been waiting for ages for my, I ordered some perennials for the garden from a nursery, you know, proper garden nursery. And I've been waiting and waiting for them to come. And they've arrived. And I ordered a mix, Nurseryman's Mix it was called. 30 plants, a mix. And I imagined that I might get, you know, 5 or 6 of each one. No, that is not what's come. What's come is half of the lot is delphiniums, which, as you know, grow 4 to 5 feet tall, and the other half is digitalis, foxgloves, and they also grow really tall. So I've got nothing for the front of the borders at all. So I'm a bit disappointed by that. But, you know, we'll see. I think I'll end up giving some digitalis to Sue 1 and Sue 4, because I don't think I've got room in my border for them all. They would just dominate. I mean, the delphiniums are going to be bad enough. But they are red delphiniums, which is quite nice. Right, so here we are. This is what we've got. Yeah, that's nice. Very nice. So if I were to select a page in my journal, say any page you like, this one for example, and put my pocket in there, I don't think that stands out enough. Here's a tag that would go in there. I don't think that stands out enough, so I'm going to have to do another backgroundy page exactly the same way as I did before. In fact, I probably need two. Let's move this to the side. Get my messy mat out again. It's probably easier if I cut these down to size first, isn't it? So I need them about there, and it is just a whisker off the top, isn't it? And about there. So let's cut those first. And we don't have to, you know, if they're still a bit damp later on, it'll be all right. So make sure they're nice and together before we cut them. Lovely. Oh, I've cut a bit more than I meant to off the height, but it doesn't matter. Really, really doesn't matter. And for these ones, I'm not going to use tea dye. I'm going to go and have a look at my inks, see what's encouraging me. What's that one? Anti-green, no. I quite like the idea of Victorian velvet for some reason. And have I got... Yeah, I've got speckled out. I haven't got much of him, but I've got a little bit. Let me come back on my chair. Oh, my Stream Deck has gone over the side. Come back. Right, so let's do the speckled egg one first. Honestly, I've hardly got any of this. No, it doesn't want to spray. Well, you can please yourself. I'll tip you out. Let's try that. Might need some more, but another piece of blue roll. Scrumple it up. The more you scrumple it, the better results you get. Just such a gorgeous colour, this, isn't it? Keep twisting your pad round, otherwise you just get your marks echo each other and they don't look so nice. Well, it turned out I had more than enough ink, so that's okay. Lovely. That's great. I like that. It's nice. Let's just mop up whatever's left there. Just set that to one side. Get the other piece, which I forgot was right underneath it. And I'm going to use Victorian velvet for this. Don't know why. It's just I'm in a Victorian velvet mood. And it is a very, very vintage colour, isn't it? Wow, that's got a good spray on it. You can stick to the more traditional vintage photo and tea dye and whatever else. I mean, really, you just stick to whatever colour you fancy. I just fancied this today. It's an odd colour choice for me. I don't normally go for pinky, purpley colours, but oh, I think I just need another little bit. There we go. Lovely. 2 backgrounds done just like that. So then I need to stitch around them, I would say, would be my next step. They look nice in the book, don't they? They look alright. So I'm going to stitch around those. I'm going to use black. I'll probably use a different stitch, but I'm not sure what. But you'll see when I come back. So that's what I'm going to do now. Right. Oh, yes, that's it. Right, so there we are. I've stitched around those. To be honest, these stitches are so stupidly elaborate that if you drew those on with a pen, nobody would know the difference, I'm sure. So if your machine doesn't do this sort of thing and you want this sort of thing, just draw it on with a pen. It'll look fine, I'm sure. Now, so I'm going to stick those down onto a page, but I need to make my pockets first. And oh yeah, that's better, isn't it? So she's quite a tall lady, isn't she? So her pocket's going to have to go quite low down, and I don't want to have to cut it there. So let's have a look on the other side, see what we've got. Yeah, that's great. I can cut that down there. Yep, I can cut that there. So let's just have a look what that is. That is 4.5. Okay, I can do that. 4.5. Let's make a line where 4.5 is. There. Surely I can cut that straight. Surely. Wow. Yeah, just about. There we are. So we've got that. So that's going to be our pocket for there. She's going to be there. That's great. What I do need to do, however, is back these pockets, because they are They will never stand up to the test of time, never ever. They're very weak. They're almost perforated, really. Some of my stitch choices were a bit dubious. So they need a bit of support. So let's just stick them onto a piece of the cream card. Need my glue bottles filled up again. Just give them some support. I mean, there's a couple of stitches in particular that have really, really perforated the paper and it wants to just tear down them. But let's put it in that way, I think. Lovely. Don't think I cut my 4.5 off exactly square. Give that a good press down. Cut it out. If I can see where to cut it. I don't mind keeping hold of some of those threads if I could, thread ends, but I think I'm going to chop them off. No, I've still got a couple, and just this side here is not square. There we go. Right, okay. So that's going to be her pocket. It's going to go down there, and I think I probably need to stitch it on, really, in all fairness. So what I'm going to do first is stitch along the top, and then I'm going to get it wherever I want it and stitch around it. You can just glue, don't worry. I'm just going to zigzag around there. Okay, so that's zigzagged along the top. Now I want that to go there, like that. It's got to go quite near the bottom because she is tall. And I don't want to glue it because it's going to take up too much room, I think. So I'm going to stitch it. I'm probably just going to do it in an ordinary straight stitch. And I don't know if I can hold that while I sew, but I'm going to give it a try. Got so much stuff around me now. This will be something like straight. I'm going to leave the thread ends, I like those. Let's just hope that she fits in. Yeah, she does, just. But that's perfect. I like that. I like that. You could, if you wanted to, put another pocket there. Yeah, this is the one that's really bad. I've had to support it with a bit of sellotape and it still wants to perforate. I don't think I've got anything that small. Although, you know, I do have, let's put those inks out of the way. I do have these things, you know, things like that. Which would look great in a vintage sewing journal, wouldn't it? Which is indeed what we're doing. I've got my mending. Oh yeah, that one, I like that. I like that, I like that, I like it a lot. I don't want to cut there, so oh dear me, I've got no choice. Yeah, I think if I cut that down there, I should be okay, just about. Excuse me. I was going to stagger that up a bit because it can take it. Once again, I'm going to zigzag around the top and then stitch that down into place. What I forgot to say is I need to back this. So I got a little way along and I realised I hadn't backed it. So I'm just going to back it now. Yeah, I forgot about that. Vital part of proceedings. Oh, finding the edge is a bit difficult because the colours are so similar. Okay, so right, now I'm going to zigzag and then I'm going to stitch it on. So there we are, that's stitched on. Let's hope that fits in. Yeah, look at that. That's quite a nice page, isn't it? I like that. So that needs sticking in the book. And then next we've got this strip here. Well, I could make it all one and I could put these girls in there. Do they fit? Just no. Just no. But I quite like that idea. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut another bit off my masterboard. I could cut it that way, actually, couldn't I? That would be all right. Yeah, so how deep do I want it then? To about there. Yeah, to about there. Whatever that is. What is that? It's 2 3/4. Make it there, it's 2 3/4. Excuse me. 2 3/4 here. So let's draw a line so I can cut it. Yeah, I think that's a better plan. These scissors don't like cutting fabric much, but then again, that's not their job really in life. Okay, so our masterboard's getting down a little bit, but that's okay. Got a tickly throat. So I'm gonna, oh well, before I do, let's just, where's the pink piece? Here. So I need it a little less than that. Just a little bit. I want it still inside those stitches. So let's do it that way. And I want to cut it off about there. Be easier on the black, easier to see on the black, I think. There we go. Way, timber. Cut that off. That can go there. Perfect size. And do my ladies fit in there? They will, I think. Oh, this is nice. So I need to back this then. I'm remembering the right way of things now. It's all kind of going to be sewn together anyway, but still need to glue it in place. Lovely. Where's my lid? Here's my lid. Stick that in place. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. That looks nice, doesn't it? There's that stitch that we've used around the outside of here. Just like it was planned, which it wasn't. So there we go. So that's going to go there. And first I'm just going to zigzag across the top. Yeah, I'm going to zigzag across the top and then I'm going to stitch it in place. So let's just... Okay, so that's the top done. That bottom does not look straight. Oh, I think it's the fabric. I think the fabric's sticking out a bit. Don't know that it looks any straighter. I think so, a little bit. So that is going to go there. Like that. I could possibly move that up a touch to there. Okay, that's it. That's where it's going, and I'm going to straight stitch all the way around it. So there we are. That's our pocket. That's a fine pocket, and that just fits in there beautifully. Look at that page. That's a nice page. I think that's a nice page. So that's probably it for today. We've got that page. We've got that page ready to stick in the journal. But you don't need to see me do that, I don't think. And we also did, what else did we do? What else did we do? Oh, the envelope. Yeah, the envelope. Don't know where the envelope went. Where is it? Oh, blimey, I've lost the envelope. Oh yeah, and the belly band. That should be stuck by now. Let's take those clips off. Pop our big journaling card in there. That's nice. Yes. Ah, there we are. Probably my favourite page. I love it. Oh, and that page. I like that page as well, actually. Oh, we've got on well today, haven't we? What would that page there look like against that? Would look nice, wouldn't it? Yep. Okay. So that's me. I'm off for my lunch. So I'll see you really soon with this sewing journal, but I feel today we've turned a corner. It's actually going places, which is good. So I'll see you all really soon. Thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Bye for now.